Okay, let's get back to it. Once again, this is Raw Cloud. Welcome back to my channel. I left off with the previous video of the 12 DNA strand of multiple races of ETs. There's actually 22 strands of DNA ET races that have contributed to preserving the human evolution. So these 22 strands of ETs that have contributed their DNA strands come with a multitude of abilities that humans have, from psychic abilities, from telekinesis, from being able to astral travel, fly, even able to shapeshift. We all shapeshift. Now, the shapeshift that we normally do is a normal type of shapeshift, but others can instantly shapeshift. And not all shapeshifters are negative, okay? Let's just put that stereo back on the shelf, because as we grow, as we learn, as we develop as human beings, we shapeshift. Okay, it's a subtle shapeshift. And regardless of the dynamics of it, it's still a shapeshift. You know, we come up from a baby to an adult. That's shapeshifting. We don't see it, and we take things like that for granted. But the shapeshifting that people sometimes get afraid of is when a human figure shapeshift into a whole different looking being. And not all reptilians have this capability. Some of them do not have this capability. There's other ET races like the Lyrians. They can shapeshift. Anybody with a soul can shapeshift. That's a fact. We are energy beings that's living in a vehicle that's called the body, the human body. So I'm not going to go all the way into that, because I also, promise you guys that I would talk about entity attachments. Okay. Now, as a small kid, I've always had the ability, didn't know what it was, to astral travel. I can, astral travel here in fourth density. We're no longer in third density, people. For anybody that know about densities now, third density is gone. Okay, we are in fourth density. Okay, as soon as they started masking you people, as soon as they started controlling, I can't, talk about the, the shots and stuff like that. I'm not going to go all the way into that because I don't want to be monetized. But the Anunnaki control fourth density. As soon as they start trying to control you in that manner by fear, you was already in fourth density. So the goal is to move through fourth density as quickly as possible and get into fifth density, where your abilities will become more prevalent. You will start to see, feel energy. you will start to be able to read thoughts. You will start to live longer. And the best thing about being able to go into fourth density with your current body, because it has never been done before. Some of you may have heard about this solar flash, this solar event that was supposed to take place. And the whole planet was going to go through this spiritual awakening, this awakening instantaneously. But you were going to lose your body. As soon as the solar flash hit, everybody was going to lose their body. And these reptilians, they knew it was coming. They knew it, and they wanted off this planet. They even asked the High Council that they would give up their human slaves, and they would give up all the names, all these crime syndicates that they were connected to within the government. They will give up all those names to get off these planets. And I'm talking about the White Draco. These highly psychic beings that control all these other Dracos, all these other reptilians, and all these other negative crime syndicates that they had called the Deep State. The council told them no, and they were forced to stay. They were forced to stay and go through this transition. I come from a council. We all do, whether you know it or not. This is how you get your downloads, your spiritual downloads. This is why you're so drawn to these type of videos, is because we're all in this together. You might not know me physically, but you know me spiritually. And I know you. You're being led to certain videos to give you specific messages that you can integrate into your already awakened knowledge. And they will fit like pieces to a bigger puzzle. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into these entities. Okay. I remember a couple of years ago, I was having these leg cramps. And I can tell that, the circulation in my leg was poor. And I'm like, I do all these workouts. I don't have, high blood pressure. But I'm having these problems with the tingling in my leg. So I focus on these things because a lot of things that go on within the body are deliberately set up by these negative forces. And you can bet your ass that a reptilian is in the astral realm, energetically, spiritually, putting things or entities in your body to hold you back. So back to the story. So I go to sleep and I already know what my mission is. So I actually go into my leg. And my leg is like a staircase. It's a thin staircase. Think of it like a lighthouse. And you know how the lighthouse, there's a spiral type of stairs that you go up and down? Well, my leg represented that. And there was a staircase that went down into a dark place. and I retrieve a part of myself. These entities, and I had several entities in my leg, and a lot of these entities were old souls that had gathered in my leg. And I'm hearing them moaning, and I'm hearing them arguing. So I quickly grab a piece of me and there was a reptilian there. I'm telling you, there's ever a problem within the body, you can bet your ass a reptilian caused it. This is what they do. This is what they do. They're on the other side, and they can spiritually manipulate or have entities gather there because they gather souls too. These bad guys that have done bad things and have signed contracts, they still use them. They still use their souls. So they had a part of myself, my own energy, and it looked just like me, but it had more color to it. All these other entities on this staircase, they're just lying down on the staircases. They had no color to them. They were like charcoal gray. They had no energy. It's like the energy was sucked out of them. And then I saw this reptilian. So I took a part of myself and I grabbed and held on to them. And I'm walking over these spirits, these souls. And before I open up a white portal, I hear one of them say, "Will we ever be born again?" And it broke my heart. I paused for a minute and I told them, yes, if it's something you want, you will be born again. But it crushed me because I'm a big guy, but I have a big heart as well. And I can hear the pain in their voice, and I know that damn reptilian has something to do with it. That reptilian brought those spirits, those souls there to cause this circulation, to throw my chakras off in line. They do any and everything. It doesn't matter whether it be big or small. They fuck with you so much. And I too do have sympathies for these reptilian beings because they see it as a way of living. But you violate and break spiritual laws when you do this. This is why they stepped away from God. This is why they were cast out. It's because they do this. And in that Adam and Eve story, and where the serpent manipulated Eve, that snake was a reptilian. And these are just stories that people can go by. But you have to be able to put these pieces together. These reptilian beings, they don't have to be in the flesh because their spirits just like we are. But they don't have the full capability that we have. And this is why I talk to you people. You beautiful souls, you have spiritual power. You have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge it. And start remembering who you are. because you can do what I can do. I promise you this. You have other abilities from other lifetimes. And this goes all the way up into the multiverse, and how there are thousands versions of yourself. I think in the next video, I'll talk about when I went to the multiverse and how this voice, this consciousness, this guide guided me. She was extremely nice, extremely patient. I would love to meet her again. I would love to go to the multiverse again. I've only been once. But I think maybe next time I'll talk about that time I went to the multiverse. And before I went to the multiverse, I had a past life that I saw. And I never had a regression done. I want to get a regression, but all of these past lives that I remember, I went there and I saw myself. And once I'm done with all of these stories, this galactic journey that I've been on, and there's a lot of stories I have to tell. I know a lot of you guys want to get into the military stuff and how I help the military. And remember, in the previous video, I have a best friend that's in the military, that's in the Navy. And I want to give a shout out to the Navy. I want to give a shout out to the White Hats. I want to give a shout out to Earth Alliance. I want to give a shout out to my galactic brothers and sisters of the positive nature. I thank you all for helping mankind wake up. I thank you all for helping mankind stay safe. And I thank you for backing me. I thank you for getting that treaty of truth signed at the highest level. And I know that if these dark forces ever break that treaty, we will collect that karma immediately. No one should have to be hurt or killed behind the truth. It's time, it's been time that we set the stage for these new events to happen, for mankind to awaken. Once again, to my new audience, please subscribe and like for more videos. I'm going to give you my utmost truth because it's time, and I've been holding on to this information for 4 years. But if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. I want to start at the beginning, on up to the current now. I thank you, I honor you, I respect you, and I love you. And to everyone, have a great day.